It's here. We are currently under one of the most important portal days, and most people have no idea what's really about to happen. Today, September 9th, has slipped under everyone's radar, dismissed as just a quirky number on the calendar, but in reality, it holds a lot of spiritual significance. And here's the problem. One careless mistake, one unconscious move, can cost you everything the universe is ready to place in your hands. The chosen ones can't afford to treat today like it's ordinary, because if you think 99 is just a number, you've already fallen for the trap. But the truth is, 99 is only the surface. What's buried inside this date is the reason most people will fail this portal without even realizing it. September 9th looks simple until you break it open. Add the year together, 2 plus 0 plus 2 plus 5, and you get 9. That means today isn't just a double 9 portal, it's also 999. And this 999 is no gentle number. In numerology, it's the symbol of urgent endings before rebirth. It's the energy that forces you to release what you've been clinging to, whether you're ready or not. It's also the number that takes what's negative or pulling you down in life and flips it into the fuel for something greater. But here's the twist. Most people will make the mistake of treating this portal as just another chance to manifest. Because today isn't about gaining more, it's about passing the ultimate test. And the test begins with something so subtle, almost everyone will miss it. One of the most dangerous mistakes you can make during this portal is thinking you can spend it around just anyone. The truth is, the company you keep today has the power to either multiply your blessings or completely contaminate your field. When energies collide in groups, they don't just add up, they amplify. If you're surrounded by people who doubt, who drain, or who secretly resent you, their weight will press harder than ever on a day like this. What could have been your opening into a higher season could collapse under their influence. Energy doesn't just stay where it is, it spreads, it magnifies, and it stains. Chosen ones cannot afford to mingle with the wrong circles today. Even casual conversations, careless arguments, or being pulled into someone else's negativity can tip the scales against you. And the hardest part? It won't feel obvious. It will feel subtle, almost invisible, until the opportunities slip right past you. The portal won't protect you if you choose to hand your energy away. And if you think you're immune, that's exactly when the crowd swallows your momentum whole. Because the truth is, on a day like this, you don't just share space, you share fate. Another fatal mistake during the 9-9 portal is trying to pretend that everything is fine when it isn't. Most people approach a day like this thinking they need to only project positivity, smile through the cracks, and push the uncomfortable feelings into a corner. But that's the exact way to waste the energy of this portal. The 9-9 energy doesn't reward denial. It rewards transformation. And transformation doesn't come from hiding. It comes from facing what feels heavy and bending it into power. Whatever you bury alive will only grow stronger in the dark. If you ignore the shadow, the portal amplifies it. Instead of receiving blessings, you end up recycling the very same cycles you've been trying to escape. But if you're willing to stare straight at what hurts, to acknowledge it without running, the portal flips it into fuel. The chosen ones are not here to run from discomfort, they are here to turn it into their weapon. This portal can be a mirror. If you sweep issues under the rug, you'll trip on them tomorrow. But if you face them today, the rug disappears and the ground becomes steady. And here's the secret most people don't realize. The portal isn't testing your light, it's testing your courage to face the dark. Not every gift that shows up today is truly a gift. In fact, some of the most dangerous traps today won't appear as obstacles at all. They'll appear as blessings. The portal has a way of revealing both the pure and the counterfeit. And the counterfeit almost always looks easier, quicker, and more tempting. This is what I call the shadow bargain. It's that whisper in the back of your mind telling you to take the shortcut, to compromise your standards, to accept something you know isn't aligned just because it looks like an instant win. It might be a relationship that suddenly reappears, a promise that sounds too good to be true, or an opportunity that requires you to dim your light in order to keep it. Not everything that glitters during this portal was meant to shine for you. The shadow bargain doesn't always shout. It slides in quietly, disguised as relief or as the fastest way to get what you think you want. And this is why so many chosen ones lose their way during this portal. They mistake the bait for a blessing. They accept the knockoff prize and miss the real one that was meant to arrive with patience. This day is powerful because it doesn't just open doors, it also tests who you are when faced with doors that look appealing but lead nowhere. And the truth is, the universe isn't going to chase you down to correct the choice. If you take the wrong deal, the portal lets you. The cost? Everything you were meant to step into. The shadow's greatest trick is convincing you that the counterfeit blessing is the only chance you'll get. The chosen ones must remember, anything that forces you to betray your truth today is not a gift, it's a trap. The question is, will you recognize it before it lures you in? Here's the uncomfortable reality about the 9-9 portal. It doesn't open equally for everyone. Yes, the date arrives for all of us, but the energy, the gateway, the true opening, that's reserved, selective. Not everyone gets the same chance. Why? Because the portal doesn't open for curiosity. It opens for endurance. It doesn't respond to someone casually dabbling in spirituality for fun, waiting to see what happens. It responds to those who have been tried, who have walked through seasons of isolation, rejection, and persistence without giving up. This portal doesn't open because you're interested. It opens because you've endured. This is why some people today will feel absolutely nothing, while others feel like the ground itself is shifting beneath them. It's not because the portal failed. It's because the portal refuses to waste its power on the unprepared. And here's the mistake so many make: believing that everyone automatically receives the same blessing just because the calendar says 9-9. That's not how this works. The portal is not a public holiday. It's a spiritual filter. It separates those who have carried their cross from those who have only carried excuses. The chosen ones feel the intensity because they've proven themselves. The 9-9 energy is like a spotlight. It doesn't shine everywhere. It shines only where the work has been done in silence, where resilience has been tested, and where faith has been unshaken. So while some will dismiss today as just another number, others will walk through it like stepping into a hidden chamber designed just for them. And the difference comes down to this: not everyone is invited to the same table. Because this portal isn't a date on the calendar, it's a reward for those who endured when it felt like there was nothing left to endure. This portal carries something rare with it, a sudden spike of power. For chosen ones, this can feel like confidence rising out of nowhere, a clarity of vision that sharpens everything, or even spiritual abilities that seem to turn up overnight. It's almost like someone flipped a switch, and suddenly the things that once felt heavy are light, and the things that once felt impossible are in reach. But here's the catch. This spike of power is not a free toy. It's not given so you can flex it, prove yourself, or control the people around you. If you try to use today's surge of energy for ego, manipulation, or revenge, it backfires instantly. The same portal that lifted you up will slam you back down harder than before. Power given on 9-9 isn't for your ego, it's for your purpose. Think about it. When energy spikes, it magnifies everything. If your intention is pure, it magnifies growth. If your intention is twisted, it magnifies destruction. And unlike other seasons, this portal doesn't take months or years to deliver the consequences. The feedback is almost immediate. That's why this day is both a blessing and a trap. Some will use their confidence today to step into alignment, to speak with boldness, to finally make the move they've been holding back on. Others, though, will waste it trying to impress, trying to dominate, or trying to settle scores. The portal doesn't protect the latter, it exposes them. The dangerous mistake here is thinking you can bend this energy for your own agenda without consequence. The portal isn't blind. It's like a mirror that reflects exactly what you send out. Send out clarity, you'll get more clarity. Send out selfishness, you'll get exposed. Send out control, you'll lose control. And the scariest part? When you misuse this portal's energy, you don't just lose the moment, you delay what was meant for you. The blessing you were supposed to hold can slip into the hands of someone else who is ready, someone who will use it the right way. So understand this, 9-9 doesn't just give you power, it asks you how you'll carry it. And if you're not careful, the very thing that was supposed to elevate you can become the reason you fall. When you walk through this portal with honesty and courage, something extraordinary begins to happen. Life itself starts to move with you. The resistance that usually weighs you down, it loosens. The obstacles that normally feel unshakable, they shift, almost like they were never really there. You start to notice synchronicities, the right person reaching out at the right time, the unexpected opportunity landing in your lap, doors swinging open that you didn't even know existed. This isn't coincidence. It's momentum. The portal doesn't reward perfection, it rewards authenticity. That's the secret most people miss. You don't have to be flawless, you don't have to have everything figured out, you don't even need to be fearless. What you need is honesty. If you step forward today without disguises, without bending yourself just to fit, without pretending to be smaller or bigger than you are, the current picks you up and carries you. You stop pushing against the river and suddenly feel what it's like to float with it. And the reward isn't just for today. When this gate closes, the energy doesn't vanish. It carries forward, weaving itself into the rest of the year. This is why some people will look back months from now and realize that everything started aligning after this day. Their struggles became smoother. Their battles became lighter. Even their timing felt uncanny, like something larger was setting the stage for them. One act of truth inside the portal can create a year of flow outside of it. But here's the catch. It only unlocks for those who move with courage. Because the flow doesn't reward hiding. If you duck away from opportunities, if you pretend not to hear your calling, if you trade bravery for comfort, then the current simply passes by. You stay stuck on the shore while others ride the wave. The chosen ones who step forward today will discover that alignment is not hard work, not endless struggle, not a battle to prove themselves. Alignment is effortless when the path is true, and that effortless flow is what can carry you, not just through this season, but through the entire year ahead. There's a silent trap hidden inside this portal, and it's one most people fall into without even realizing it. It's the urge to explain yourself, to justify why you're moving the way you are, to defend your choices to people who were never meant to understand them in the first place. Every time you explain yourself, you leak energy. You hand over a piece of the fire you were supposed to use to walk through this gateway. And what's worse, the people you explain yourself to rarely give that energy back. They either doubt it, dismiss it, or twist it into something smaller than it was. Decisiveness creates momentum, but justification drains it. The portal doesn't reward long speeches or explanations. It rewards movement. It rewards clarity. It rewards the kind of silence that comes with knowing you don't owe anyone a defense for living your truth. The chosen ones who waste this day trying to convince others are like runners stopping mid-race to tell the crowd why they're running. By the time they finish explaining, the finish line has already disappeared. And make no mistake, this is exactly how the energy tests you. It whispers, tell them why, make them see, make them approve, but that's not the lesson. The lesson is walking without applause, standing firm without validation, and choosing without committee votes. Power isn't proven by how well you explain yourself, it's proven by how well you move without needing to. If you can't stand in your choices today without giving a speech about them, then you'll never cross the threshold. Because this portal only amplifies those who are willing to act with conviction, even when nobody else understands. The chosen ones who rise after this day won't be the ones who spoke the most or defended themselves the loudest. They'll be the ones who preserved their energy, held it close, and spent it on walking forward instead of wasting it on people stuck behind them. The truth is, the more you explain, the more you shrink. And this day punishes shrinking. It punishes hesitation. It punishes justification. If you want to be carried into the flow of what's next, you have to cut off the leaks and let your choices stand louder than your words ever could. One of the most dangerous mistakes that chosen ones make during this portal isn't loud, obvious, or dramatic on the surface. It's subtle. It hides inside the rhythm of your daily life. It's the addiction to struggle, the unconscious attachment to problems, to battles, to challenges that make you feel alive, but quietly drain your spirit. Some people don't even realize they're addicted. They think they're just dealing with life. But in reality, they've grown so accustomed to conflict that they don't know who they would be without it. They cling to the fight because the fight gives them identity. And when a day like this portal arrives, a day designed to release struggle, to clear drama, to open effortless flow, they resist it. Not because the energy isn't working, but because deep down, they don't know how to exist without something to wrestle against. Some people don't miss their blessings, they reject them because peace feels too unfamiliar. This is why you'll see certain souls constantly recycling the same problems. Different faces, different settings, same story. They aren't cursed, they're conditioned. They've mistaken struggle for purpose and chaos for growth. And here's the harsh truth. If you secretly believe life has to be hard to have meaning, then every blessing will feel like a trick and you'll sabotage it before it ever settles in. The portal magnifies this pattern. On ordinary days, you can get away with it, but on 9/9, the addiction to struggle is exposed. If you can't let go of your old battles, the portal doesn't argue. It simply amplifies what you're holding, which means instead of flow, you get more obstacles. Instead of clarity, you get more confusion. Instead of alignment, you get another round of the same war you swore you'd already outgrown. Here's the irony. The real blessing of this portal is peace, but to someone addicted to struggle, peace feels like emptiness. They confuse calm with boredom. They mistake stillness for stagnation. They can't sit in the quiet because quiet terrifies them. So instead of embracing the gift, they chase noise, and in chasing noise, they lose the year that could have been theirs. Freedom is frightening to those who've only ever known cages. The chosen ones who fail here are not defeated by enemies, they are defeated by habit. They sabotage themselves because struggle feels safer than the unknown. They don't realize that the fight is supposed to be a season, not a lifestyle. Every battle was meant to end. Every war was meant to close. But when you keep rebuilding the battlefield in your mind, you rob yourself of the very future you prayed for. And here's the deeper layer. The addiction to struggle isn't always loud. Sometimes it hides in small patterns, always needing something to fix, someone to rescue, a new problem to obsess over. Sometimes it shows up in conversations, where the only stories you tell are about what went wrong. Sometimes it's in the way you downplay victories, because you're more comfortable with setbacks. This portal is ruthless in exposing that cycle. It will show you exactly where you've been choosing the hard road when the easy one was right in front of you. And the test is simple. Will you dare to live without struggle as your anchor? Will you dare to believe that joy doesn't have to be earned through endless pain? Because the mistake isn't just holding on to pain. It's needing pain to feel alive. And here's the deal. The universe won't force you to give it up. If you insist on clinging to the fight, it will give you another fight. If you insist that life must always be hard, it will line up hardships to match your belief. The portal reflects what you choose, but if you're brave enough to release it, to finally say, "I don't need the battle to feel worthy anymore," then something extraordinary happens. The cycle breaks. The weight lifts. You stop waking up searching for the next problem and start waking up to possibility instead. And that shift, that one decision to stop feeding your addiction to struggle, is the difference between repeating another year of chaos and stepping into a year of flow. So remember this. The test of 9-9 isn't whether you can survive another storm. You've already proven that. The real test is whether you can survive without needing one. Most people misread overwhelm as failure. They think, "I must be doing something wrong, otherwise I wouldn't feel this much pressure, this much intensity." But the truth is exactly the opposite. The pressure is the proof. The very fact that you feel stretched, pulled, or even burned out inside this portal is the clearest sign that you're closer than ever to breaking through. Think about it. Every birth requires pressure. A seed doesn't sprout until it cracks. A diamond isn't formed without unbearable force. Even your breath is created through tension. Inhale, exhale, expansion, contraction. Without that cycle, there is no life. Overwhelm is not the enemy. It's the signal that you're standing at the threshold of your next phase. Overwhelm is not proof of weakness. It's evidence that your old self can no longer contain the size of your future. But here's what makes this portal tricky. When the pressure shows up, the first instinct is to run, to numb out, to distract yourself, to look for an escape route. That's the trap. Because overwhelm isn't a sign to retreat, it's the initiation. If you didn't feel it, you wouldn't even be near the doorway. The portal only bends reality around those who are right at the edge, and that bending creates pressure. Here's the hidden key. Overwhelm means the container of your old life is too small. The reason it feels like you can't breathe is because the air you've been living on isn't enough anymore. That suffocation isn't punishment, it's proof you've outgrown what used to sustain you. And this is where many chosen ones fail. They confuse discomfort with danger. They tell themselves, I must not be ready because it feels too intense. When in reality, that intensity is the spiritual equivalent of contractions before birth. It's not meant to destroy you, it's meant to deliver you. The portal asks you one question in that moment. Can you walk through the fire without begging to go back into the ashes? Most say no. They retreat to comfort. They trade destiny for relief. They misinterpret the breaking as a breakdown, not realizing it was the breakthrough pressing against their ribcage. But here's the deeper secret. Overwhelm is a filter. It separates those who say they want change from those who are willing to be remade by it. The universe doesn't test the unready, it tests the ones right on the verge. So if it feels unbearable, that's because you are already brushing against the edge of what's next. Pressure doesn't come to crush you. It comes to shape you into the vessel big enough to carry what's waiting on the other side. And here's the beauty. Once you stop fighting it, the chaos organizes itself. The very weight that felt unbearable begins to reveal its design. You realize the storm isn't random, it's carving you into shape. That's when overwhelm turns into focus, when exhaustion turns into momentum, when fear collapses into clarity. So if today feels like too much, it doesn't mean you've lost. It means you're standing in the exact place destiny expected you to arrive. The portal isn't punishing you, it's promoting you. The fire isn't proof of your weakness, it's proof that your future is already trying to fit itself into you. The chosen ones who survive this moment don't escape the pressure. They breathe inside of it. They let the weight refine them. And because of that, they emerge carrying more than they walked in with, more clarity, more capacity, more authority. Overwhelm is the universe's final signal. You're not breaking, you're being expanded. Most people think the power of a portal like this lies only in what you say yes to, the opportunities you grab, the risks you take, the doors you walk through. But the hidden blessing is often in the opposite. The yes has no power unless it's backed by 1,000 no's. And today, the refusal carries just as much weight as the acceptance. Every refusal today clears an entire future timeline of traps. Think about that. Every time you say no to what doesn't serve you, to an old pattern, to a draining relationship, to a toxic opportunity dressed up as a blessing, you're not just rejecting a moment. You're cutting off entire branches of wasted energy before they even sprout. You're sealing doors that lead to rooms filled with delay, distraction, and disappointment. Refusal isn't passive, it's active protection. It's choosing clarity over chaos. The mistake chosen ones often make is believing that saying no is weakness, that they're missing out, that they're closing themselves off from the flow. But today is not about hoarding opportunities, it's about precision. It's about discernment. It's about realizing that every yes carries a cost and every no carries freedom. This portal responds to alignment, not desperation. It listens more to the doors you refuse to open than to the ones you walk through. Because when you prove that you can deny what doesn't match your destiny, you prove that you're ready for what does. The universe does not waste treasures on those who entertain counterfeits. Your no is not rejection, it is redirection. And here's where the blessing gets even deeper. Every no you speak today echoes far beyond this moment. It doesn't just protect you in the present. It reorders the future. It bends timelines. It ensures that years from now, you don't find yourself entangled in traps you could have avoided. The courage to refuse creates ripple effects that keep clearing your path long after the portal closes. So if you feel torn, pressured, or tempted, remember this. The power is not just in what you accept, but in what you decline. The portals of destiny are not wide-open highways, they are narrow gates. And every time you say no to what doesn't belong, you make the way clear for what does. This is why refusal today is not a loss, but a sacred blessing. Because every no to the wrong thing is secretly a louder yes to your true path. And if you can hold that line, the momentum that follows will carry you into doors no counterfeit could ever mimic. The choice is yours, to dilute your future with half-hearted yeses, or to sharpen it with powerful no's. And for the chosen ones who dare to refuse, the reward waiting on the other side is brighter than anything they've ever said yes to before. If you're still watching, I'd like to thank you for your attention. If you enjoyed the content and want to see more, please consider clicking the subscribe button. Your support is very appreciated. Feel free to share your experiences or thoughts in the comments below. Until next time, take care and subscribe for more insightful content.